Hi guys, in this video I will be discussing LM curve in detail and how the derivation of LM curve and its equation. And so let's start. So what is LM curve? LM curve represent the relationship between national income and rate of interest. It is usually represented by uh, upward sloping curve where on the vertical line we have rate of interest and the horizontal line we have real GDP or national income or real income. Okay, and this is your LM curve. So on this LM curve we have points showing on this LM curve, and all this point representing equilibrium in money market or financial market, which imply the equilibrium condition of demand for money is equal to supply for money. So in order to better understand what is LM curve, we need to understand what is how and what is money demand is equal to money supply, when is money demand is equal to money supply, and what is money demand and money supply. So uh, here the money supply, as we know, in the short run nominal money supply is fixed and prices are fixed, considered as fixed. So in this model, money supply, real money supply is constant and fixed. Okay, and the curve of real money supply will look like this. In respect to rate of interest and quantity of money supply, we have a vertical slope. Now on the demand side, demand for money, we know from the Keynesian model of Keynesian discussion of demand for money theory that uh, demand for money theory consists of income, affected by income, and rate of interest, where rate of interest negatively affect demand for money, and income positively impact to the demand for money. So in from Keynesian demand for money, we know there is a transactionary motive for demand for money and speculative demand for money. So here interest rate are representing the speculative perception of demand for money, and income representing the transactionary uh, purpose of demand for money. Okay, so at equilibrium we have demand for money is equal to supply for money in a LM curve, where we know the prices are fixed in the short run, and money supply is fixed because it is uh, controlled by the central bank. So we have here this. So we, if we put all the variables in the equation, we have money supply fixed or constant. Okay, so your, this is your money supply curve, and on the this side we have a money demand function, which is consist of transaction demand for money and speculative demand for money. Okay, and so you have rate of interest here, quantity of money demand is supplied here, and this is your money demand curve. Okay, and this is your equilibrium point, and this equilibrium point will also represent in the LM curve. But first we need to understand this equation. Okay, so if we solve this equation a little bit more, if we take this here and we take this here, and we will the y divide the whole equation, then we have at the end, this is your whole equation, and this is your this is the representative equation for your derivation of your LM curve. Okay, and this is also called LM condition, LM curve condition. Okay, so let's see the graphical representation of LM curve. So here you can see that money supply is vertically represented, and you have demand function which is negatively slowed down from left to right. And now we know at this point, you have at this point in LM curve. Okay, representing something relationship between rate of interest and y. Now suppose that real income increases. Okay, so suppose real income increases, then what will happen? uh, if we see through the LM curve, rate of interest will increase. Okay, rate of interest will increase, but why is it so? We can see this through the equation as well. For example, we know that in this equation, this side is fixed, and if we want to and now if y will change, then this side will become greater than this, and the condition showing that there will be disequilibrium. So to solve this disequilibrium, or you can say to achieve the equilibrium, rate of interest will change. Okay, then what will happen to the rate of interest? Rate of interest will also increase because it is negatively represented here, and it will the change in y will offset by change in rate of interest, and we will come again to the equilibrium point. But at this equilibrium we have higher interest rate and high uh, income. Okay, the similar thing will happen if we if we increase more of income. So what is actually happening? Key transaction demand for money. When the transaction side of demand for money increases, it will put pressure on this condition. Okay, or actually the speculative demand for money. So in response to the transaction demand for money, speculative demand for money will change, and we will reach reach at the same equilibrium every time. Okay, but with the higher rate of interest or higher income, or maybe the lower rate of interest and lower income. So therefore the LM curve representing upward sloping demand curve from left to right, and the relationship between rate of interest and national income is positively sloped, means as rate of interest increase, your real income also increases. Okay, and all point on this curve are representing money market equilibrium or financial market equilibrium. So thank you. In the next discussion I will discuss about the shift and shift in LM curve and slope of LM curve. So thank you. Subscribe to the channel. Good luck.